This lesson is going to give you a quick overview of the format guidelines that you will be following for your written assignments in English 091 this semester. These guidelines are based on MLA format, and you will be graded on whether or not your written assignments properly adhere to these expectations. So if we take a minute here, you will see that these are the guidelines that you will use when you complete a rough or final draft of your work. All of your work for this class needs to be typed in a standard 12-point font. When you have printed copies that you need to bring to class, you do need to print those in black ink. The entire document that you create needs to be evenly double-spaced throughout. They will all be formatted with 1-inch margins on all sides, and you will always have a header in the upper right-hand corner, and your header will include your last name and your page number. So if we look at an example here, you will see that this does follow those first 5 points. It's typed in a 12-point font. We're using black ink. We have the whole document evenly double spaced, and so that double spacing starts up here with her name information and continues all the way through her title and then into the first line of her paragraph, and then as it continues. So the whole document is evenly double spaced. That means that you do not hit return multiple times after the date or multiple times after the title. We don't want any of those extra spaces there. So you only get one return. After you put in your date, you will hit return once and put in your title. After you put in your title, you will hit return once and you will start writing on the following line. We do have 1-inch margins here on all sides of the document. And then of course in the upper right-hand corner, you will see her header, which includes her last name and the page number. When you put the header in, you always want to make sure that you insert it as a header, and that's where you put your name and the page number. You don't type it in down here on the first line of the document. When you put it in up here, it will paginate and be included on every page, so that when we get to longer assignments and we move on to that second page, you'll see that it automatically puts in your last name and then the correct page number when you continue writing on the following pages in your paragraphs or essays. So on the first page of your assignment, you will always have in the upper left-hand corner these 4 pieces of information. It's your name, my name, our course name, and then the date that the assignment is due. Everything that you submit does need to have a title. The title is always centered above the first line of your paragraph or essay. So a title is, as it states here, a few words or short phrase. It should not be a complete sentence. It is not in all caps, bold, italics, underlined, quotation marks, etc. And only the important keywords should begin with a capital letter. We never put a cover page on. And then the last thing here is that you will have an underlined topic sentence or thesis statement, and you are actually going to underline that using the underline features in your word processing format. So you'll see here again, she does follow in the upper left-hand corner her name, my name, the course name, and then the date that the assignment is due. Here we have our title. The title is always centered on that first line below the date and above the first line of the writing. There is no craziness with the title, no italics, no bold, no all caps, no quotation marks, etc. Only the major words begin with a capital letter, so my, job, and apple and plant get capitalized in this title. And then of course you'll see, because this is a paragraph, here is her topic sentence, and the topic sentence is underlined as required by the assignment. Finally, the last thing that you will want to do is you always, on the first line of your of every paragraph, you will hit tab, and that will indent the first line of your paragraph. And you will see here that we indent the first line of the paragraph when we get to multi-paragraph assignments. When you end a paragraph, again, you only hit return 1 time and you begin writing on the next line. You show that you are starting a new paragraph simply by indenting the first line of that next paragraph, so it's easy for your reader to see the beginning of each paragraph. Here we have paragraph 1, paragraph 2, and then down here the beginning of paragraph 3.